On page 86 of the book People's Park is a black and white photo of my best friend Donza, taken by an unknown photographer. She stands in the foreground with two other girls, surrounded by a blur of bodies. The rounded collar of her white cotton blouse, covered in tiny scalloped lace, peeks out from beneath a dark jacket, as if she had intentionally placed a layer of protection over her naivete. Her hair is parted in the middle, pulled away from her standout cheekbones, her mouth shaped into a soft O, as if she were singing an aria. Behind her, arms are raised skyward, and where you might expect clenched fists, you see instead a display of fingers flashing the peace sign. White roses tucked behind our ears, Donza and I joined the swell of bodies that pivoted together from Sproul Plaza toward Bancroft and crawled like an enormous caterpillar down Telegraph in the direction of the park on Dwight. Thousands of protesters of all ages, a stew pot of bell-bottoms, army jackets, miniskirts, and love beads, moved en masse, chanting, "We want the park, we want the park." Others watched in solidarity from the roofs of buildings along the street holding homemade signs. "Give us the park." "Soldiers scare me." "Fence pigs, not parks." "Flowers are the root of all good." Flowers were everywhere, in a priest's collar, a professor's suspenders, a medic's buttonhole, peeking out from behind people's ears and adorning hats. Donza's arm pressed against mine, our bodies wedged between a sweaty, shirtless man and a woman in a sheer black bra with a pin over her nipple that read, "Defend the Park." The pungent odor of patchouli and pot trailed behind them. Dense clouds of marijuana smoke rose upward. I'd become so used to these cloying scents, overshadowing even the flowery haze of my mother's French perfume, they hardly fazed me. The story of People's Park had all the elements of a page-turning protest novel. On April 18th, 1969, the Berkeley Barb, an ardently followed alternative newspaper, stated, "A park will be built this Sunday." Local citizens landscaped and planted, turning a neglected plot of land owned by the university into a thriving green space. Berkeley administrators assured residents they would take no action without prior notification. Yet on May 15th, a month after the park had been tenderly brought to life, the university sent a construction crew without warning to bulldoze the lot. The crew arrived at 6 a.m, and by 10:30 had encircled the entire park with spiky stakes. They erected an 8-foot metal fence, while California Highway Patrol and city police officers stood guard. Donza and I maneuvered our way through the mass, walking gingerly on dank, sticky pavement. She was the sophisticated, sultry beauty, the one with the green light ability to dive into a crowd, make the moment her own. How often I, so small for my age and not yet fully developed, had tried to emulate her, hoping to channel her beauty, her grace. Donza's maturity held the torch, while my innocence kept things from going up in flames. I've wondered who took her picture that afternoon in the park, and in one click, captured the opposing forces that defined her life, her seductive light and her stark resolve. Was the photographer merely taken with her bone structure, as we all were, or did he see the hidden stop and go messages in her eyes? People thought her physical beauty alone was the magnet, when in reality, it was the mosaic beneath the surface that drew us all toward her, a magical assemblage of contradicting fragments, smooth and rough, shiny and dull, opaque and transparent. Eventually, I lost Donza forever. I was by her side when at age 42 she died, after a hard-fought battle with lymphoma. Even though she's no longer alive, I remain captivated by her russet eyes, lustrous hair, and the tiny freckles that dotted her nose. We will forever be the girls who roam the streets of Berkeley in miniskirts, braless and barefoot, drunk on hope. Thank you.